What's up guys, it's Ozzy here. So last night I saw one of my most anticipated movies of 2018 and that is Deadpool 2. Now I absolutely loved the first one. I really had no idea what to expect when I went in to see the first one and I absolutely loved it. That's why I have that $50 steelbook behind me right there. That's how much I liked it. So I was super excited for Deadpool 2. So what is Deadpool 2 about? Basically you get really into the actual Deadpool character. It's not just a bunch of fun and jokes this time. We actually get a lot of character development actually, and he really wants to show that he is kind of like a hero in some way. He's trying to protect this kid named Fire Fist, that's his superhero name, from Cable, which is basically a cyborg from the future. So Cable is basically hunting down this little kid, and Deadpool wants to prove to the X-Men and basically to himself that he can be a better person, and that's essentially the plot of the film. So let's go ahead and get into the positives. I'm gonna start doing my reviews by kind of like summing up the movie and then jumping into positives, and then after that hit the negatives. So let's start out with the good stuff. So the first thing's obviously gonna be Ryan Reynolds. He was born for this role. I know everybody says that. I know it sounds really cheesy, but it's true. His jokes, his charisma, his just overall personality is literally Deadpool. So obviously no complaints about him. Just absolutely perfect like he was in the first movie. Then we got Cable, played by Josh Brolin, aka Thanos, and I gotta say his character was pretty interesting. Like I definitely love the cyborg kind of aspect of his character and how he's from the future and everything. Josh Brolin really did a good job with this character, and every time he was on the screen I was just really interested in what he was going to do and what he was going to say, and he's just overall a badass. This guy I think is like almost 60 and he's just absolutely ripped. It's insane. So Cable was a huge plus in the movie and a great character addition to the Deadpool universe. Next up we got Domino. Now her power is luck and she was pretty good as well. In the trailer you can see Deadpool's like, oh, luck isn't very cinematic and it's not a real superpower, but I can confirm that it is both. The stuff she does in the movie, you're kind of like, holy, like that actually happened, and I gotta say she is very lucky, because a normal person in her situations in the movie would have been dead about 10 times. The next positive is obviously the comedy and references, and I'm sure a lot of you really like this aspect of the Deadpool movies as well, because it's really what makes a Deadpool movie. All these little references and just phrases that he uses in the movie, and you just kind of click it with something else you know about. It's really cool to watch and listen to, so no complaints in the comedy department. And the action scenes, very good. The director of this movie is known for his action scenes, so it's only fitting that Deadpool's action scenes were really good as well, and they were. And the final positive I have before I jump into the negatives is actually the mid-credit scene. The mid-credit scene for this movie was probably the best mid-credit scene I have ever seen in a movie. Now granted, it's not really a connecting part to a future movie or anything like that, but it's just super funny. So make sure you guys stay during the credits to see that mid-credit scene. But unfortunately there was no end credit scene, so I literally sat there for almost 10 minutes to see absolutely nothing at the end of the movie. So don't stay for 10 minutes, stay for only about 5. Now on to the negatives. So the first negative I have, I can't really talk about without it being a spoiler, so I'm gonna try to word this as non-spoilery as possible. So in the trailers and in interviews, they kind of like build up this one thing, and then when you actually watch the movie, that thing lasts for maybe 5 minutes and then it's just completely out of the movie. So that's the first complaint I have with the movie, and I know it didn't really sound like I really said much, because honestly if I could I would, but it definitely would be a spoiler if I said anything more than what I just said. The second complaint I have is there was 2 scenes in the movie that it just felt a little dragged on and not very exciting and not very funny. One is pretty much halfway through the movie and it involves a lot of characters. This scene in particular, I was like kind of sitting in the back of my seat thinking like, can the scene be over already? And the second one was pretty close to the ending. They did something that was huge for the movie, and then they just rewinded and just changed the whole thing. So it basically made that scene kind of useless, and I think if they stuck with the original scene, the movie would have been a bit better. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see the movie, just unfortunately I can't say anything spoilery. I don't want to ruin the movie for you guys that haven't seen it, so I know it sounds like I'm probably not even really speaking anything, but you'll understand what I'm saying when you see it. The next complaint I have is there was really not a Cable backstory. There was a quick, like, maybe 30 seconds worth, but it was nothing crazy, and I really wanted them to just kind of dive into this great comic book character, and they didn't really do that, but I definitely think they're going to do that in a future movie, so I'm not too worried about that. But if you were expecting a lot of Cable backstory in this movie, you might be a little bit disappointed. And the final complaint I have technically doesn't really count, like it kinda does. So if you guys are big movie fans or comic book fans or Deadpool fans, you probably know that the actor playing Cable is actually the actor who plays Thanos in the Avengers Infinity War movie. Now Josh Brolin does look totally different in the two movies, just the one thing that doesn't change is his voice. Now for me, I literally saw Avengers Infinity War like 3 or 4 times, so his voice is kind of like burned into my memory, and seeing a different character with the exact same voice in a superhero movie, for me at least, was a little bit weird. I just wish they maybe changed it up just a little bit, maybe added a little bit of a robotic element to his voice or something, just to kind of differentiate it a little bit. That is pretty much all of the negatives I have with the movie. Most of them are just kind of really nitpicky from a huge movie fan point of view. So guys, now that we've went through the positives and the negatives, let's go ahead and rate the movie. So I'm going to give Deadpool 2 a B+. I do think it was better than the first movie. It definitely was scaled up a bit, but it also brought the character down a bit and really focused on Deadpool, which I definitely liked. And one more positive, actually, I totally forgot to say this. There was a lot of Wade Wilson scenes in this movie, and I know a lot of people probably might even get bored during those scenes because they do want to see the red spandex jokes and everything with the actual Deadpool suit. But honestly, I wasn't even craving that, like, pure Deadpool stuff, because the Wade Wilson stuff was really interesting and really funny as well, which I definitely like because that makes me more interested in the Wade Wilson character and not just in Deadpool. So that is my final positive. And quickly before I wrap up this video, guys, I'm just going to show you some of these really cool collectibles that I got when I saw the movie. So right here I got a collectible cup, so you can see it's got like Deadpool on the chair with bullets flying down on him. And then I got this really cool figure on top of the cup. I think it was like $3, but the quality is pretty good on it, and I think it looks pretty funny and really cool. And the final thing I got was a Deadpool 2 IMAX poster, so you get this if you see the movie in IMAX on the very first show, and I'm pretty happy with this poster. I'm definitely going to be putting it up maybe to the left of me over here in my studio, but yeah, pretty cool poster. So guys, if you've seen Deadpool 2, what did you think of it? Personally, I really liked it. I think it was just slightly better than the first one, and if one of my friends wants to see it and offers for me to go with them, I'm definitely going to see it again. It definitely has rewatchability, and I will definitely be getting the 4K Steelbook as well. So guys, thanks for watching this movie review. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.